Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to share with you my new nail art design, which is this pink, purple and orange one. I have some holographic glitters in it, some silver colored studs, and I actually asked you guys what colors I should use, if it should be a glossy with glitter and so on Instagram. So thank you so much for all your replies, and this is how it came out. So first off, you want to start off with a base coat and a white opaque polish, and I'm using one by Catrice today, and I am applying that to the middle finger and the ring finger as well, just to complete nail. I actually added 2 thin layers in total for this nail, and just make sure it is completely dry and cap off the edges and get rid of some excess polish on the skin if you spilled a little bit. Then I'm using some like stickers to make sure my lines get like almost perfectly straight, and I'm just going to add a couple of those to my thumbnail, my pointer finger and my pinky as well, because I'm going to leave a little bit of bare space or like bare nail, I don't know how you want to call it, but I'm just going to cover the rest of the nail towards the tip with that same white polish, and I'm actually just applying one coat and capping off the edges while we're at it as well. So you just want to leave a little bit of space. I would say like about a little bit more than a third of the nail. You want to leave bare, or about a third of the nail. It depends how you want to do this. You can leave just a little bit of space bare or half of the nail. It's all up to you what you want to do. And sometimes it's actually a little bit more easy to just apply it with your own fingers instead of using tweezers, because normally I really like using tweezers for stuff like this, but this time when I recorded this, it actually worked better just applying it with my fingers. Then on the thumbnail, I wanted to add some neon orange to the tip where we applied that white. And I'm just going to apply 2 layers in total onto that one nail. And again, make sure that you get rid of most of the polish which has flooded the skin a little bit. Then on the pointer finger, I want to go in with a neon pink polish. That one is by China Glaze. And lastly, on the pinky nail, I wanted to add a neon purple. And all of these colors I actually added 2 layers. Then while the polish is still like kind of wet, I removed the little striping tapes, or like the striping guards. I don't know how you want to call them. But after that, I actually wanted to go over with all those colors for just to make sure everything is completely opaque. And if you pulled off that striping tape or that guard a little bit too late, and a little bit of that white polish is still showing, that's not a problem, because we're going to apply some striping tape on top of that later on. But first it is time to make a cool like army design to the other nails. So I'm just taking that same purple polish and a dotting tool and just making some random dots and shapes to the nail, just like a camouflage pattern. I think you call it like that in English, I'm not sure. But I'm just doing that really randomly to both of the nails, so to the middle finger and the ring finger as well, where we first applied that white polish. And of course make sure that the white polish is completely dry, or at least like 80% dry, before you go in with these colors. And I'm just using a dotting tool and I'm cleaning it in between colors, of course, but you could also use like a really small nail art brush or even a toothpick or something like that. If you don't have dotting tools, you can always use something else that you just have randomly laying around in your house. So it's not like mandatory or like an obligation to use a dotting tool or specific nail art tools, because sometimes random household stuff you can use really well as well. But here I'm just adding that same neon orange color I added to the thumb before. And I'm just going in with the dotting tool again and just random dots and just blobs of color. If you want, you can actually look at some reference pictures of some like camouflage prints and stuff like that, but I just did this by memory, just really randomly. I didn't have any how do you say that? I didn't have any reference picture or anything when I made this, but if you need it, just go ahead and look up some pictures. So this pink polish is actually a little bit more thin than the other two, and the thing with that is you might want to go over it one more time just to make sure it is completely opaque and not as translucent. But with the pink, I'm just going in on all the bare spots, or well, at least where I can still see some white, because I don't want any white in this design today. And I just used the white to make sure I had an opaque base and to make all the bright colors pop even more. And I actually really like working with dotting tools like this, and I just took a medium-sized one. You can always use a smaller one to go into like the edges and around the cuticle area, but a little practice goes a very long way, you know. Just try it out, and before you know it, you're like a pro with your dotting tool. Then I'm going to add some silver holographic striping tape to the like half bare nails just to cover up that little line, because I don't like the way that turned out without the striping tape, and I wanted to add the striping tape anyway. And I'm just cutting off the excess of striping tape with my new super cool oil slick looking nail scissors. And just get rid of that excess striping tape like that, and just take it off with some tweezers just to make sure that you don't mess up the nail polish, which might be still a little bit wet. So I'm just going to add that to the thumb, the pointer finger and the pinky as well, making sure you really press down those edges just to see where you have to cut the excess off. And just take your time with this and make sure that you don't cut in your hand, your nail, your finger, whatever, because that really hurts and you really don't want that. And I was actually really just thinking about if I wanted to add this striping tape or if I would rather go in with some gold or something, but I really like holographic, and silver holographic is one of my favorite things. Just like you can see, I'm adding some holographic glitter by NYX to some clear top coat, and I'm mixing that up because I'm going to add some glitter to the striping tape nails. And first I just wanted to apply it with a top or with a dotting tool, but then I was like, I want to make some kind of a gradient effect, so I just took one old nail art brush for that, or I think it's a makeup brush actually, but I never use it for makeup, so that's why I was like, let's just use it for nail polish instead. So I'm just making slight glitter gradients down towards the tip on all the half painted nails. And I'm actually leaving the two army or like camouflage ones bare and just adding top coat later. But then the other three nails, I actually wanted to add a couple of silver studs to that. So for the thumb and the pointer finger, I used a medium-sized one. I think it is about 2 or 3 millimeters. And for the pinky, I used one which was a little bit tinier, because my pinky nail is really like slim and just really narrow, so I wanted to just make sure that the one on the pinky wasn't too big, so I picked a smaller one for that. So I'm just adding a little bit of top coat and just pressing that stud down into it, and at the end I actually went over with another layer of top coat just to make sure that the studs stay in place for a very long time. And make sure to get rid of any excess polish if you may have flooded them a little bit. And finally, I'm also applying a good amount of top coat to the middle finger and the ring finger as well, because I like my nails to be super glossy. But that was actually the entire design already. I really hope you enjoyed. Please let me know down in the comments below what kind of design you would like to see me doing next. And yeah, I actually don't have much more to say. It's like in the middle of the night while I'm editing this. And I do feel kind of tired, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you're new, please subscribe. It is highly appreciated. And I will see you guys next time.